your shoulders, lift up your sobbing head, for the captain of our armies has risen up from the dead. Turn your eyes to see the lightning from the east. Look, the sword and pounding war horses come down to stop the beast. So slay your wicked thoughts of loss and great defeat. For all your deaths and depravations shall they prostrate at his feet. Back your shoulders, lift up your sobbing head, for the captain of our armies has risen up from the dead. Bang your shield with the glinting sword of truth. Let's shake the earth beneath our feet with the sound of the pounding hoof. For wild and wonderful he'll bring this earth to rest, and all the sons of Abraham shall in his heart find rest. So raise your voice with a shout of the victor's name, the Carnivore of Judah that no beast nor man can tame. Yes, back your shoulders, lift up your sobbing head, for the captain of our armies has risen up from the dead. Amos chapter 1 verse 2 says, "And he said, the Lord will roar from Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the inhabitations of the shepherds shall mourn, and the top of Carmel shall wither." Nahum chapter 1 verse 2 to 6 says, "God is jealous, and the Lord avenges. The Lord avenges and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserves wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord has his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebukes the sea and makes it dry, and dries up all the rivers. Bashan and Carmel wither, and the flower of Lebanon wilts. The mountains quake before him, the hills melt, and the earth heaves at his presence. Yes, the world and all who dwell in it. Who can stand before his indignation? Who can endure the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him." A word of explanation. Sometimes people lose sight of who they are and where they are going. Slumped shoulders and the sad faces are indicative of spiritual forgetfulness. The church has forgotten who their God is. Some performance tips for you then. This is a marching chant, so practice marching and get in rhythm when you read it. Let the first 3 words of each stanza be well pronounced and very emphatic. It works really well. 2 more little things. I think the beat for this poem was inspired by Adele's Rolling in the Deep. And lastly, the clunk and clatter and banging that you hear at the end of the poem is not a platoon being dismissed. Rather, it's all my books falling off the bookcase. I seem to have invented a small